So thank you for coming. My name is Beth Spear, and I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about stars and astronomy and stargazing in the night sky. You can interrupt me with questions. If you do, the worst thing I might do is say, I'll get to that in a second, give me a moment. So this is just the description of my talk. Hope it doesn't set me up for too high of expectations. This is just a quote that I have always resonated with me, because science is usually all about precision and accuracy and getting to the truth. But in astronomy, a lot of it we do in terms of not the way it actually is. And a perfect example is this horrible celestial sphere model. You can see in the middle is the Earth, and what's rotating around it?
The sun.
Yeah, which is exactly how things operate, right? It's not, but because most of us have not left the Earth, that's how it looks to us, right? That the sun goes around us instead of us going around the sun. Also on the outside of this, you can see the dots. Those are stars. Are all stars the same distance from Earth? Clearly not. So, but this is how it looks to us. So it's a fairly common model that they use in astronomy classes because it's what things look like to us. So constellations. In the past, we had constellations where, we didn't have our phones, we didn't have TV. So in the past, ancient times, when the shepherds were out watching their flock at night, this was the entertainment for the night. And they made up elaborate stories about groups of stars in the sky. I always wonder, clearly this looks like a horse, right? I don't know what they were drinking or smoking at the time to see those images, but they made up these elaborate stories that we're a little bit familiar with. Doesn't have anything to do with where the stars actually are. Again, just what it looks like to us. But really, constellations now mean we have, it's like a three-dimensional jigsaw puzzle, and there's 88 pieces. In each piece, there's a constellation, so all the stars in that piece are associated with that constellation. So, like Andromeda, it has that stick figure of the Princess Andromeda, but there's a whole bunch of other stars within that. I call them the constellation neighborhoods. We have southern constellations, northern constellations, and it's like a huge jigsaw puzzle. I've always thought, I wish, how they have those, they do have three-dimensional puzzles. I wish they had a 3D constellation puzzle that you could put together and take apart. I think that would be really interesting. Just a little bit more about this diagram. The North Celestial Pole, you probably can't see it, but that's Polaris, the Little Dipper. It's always right above the North Pole, which makes it really useful for us. These dotted lines, kind of related to my celestial sphere model, that's the ecliptic, or it's the path of the sun, the path that the sun appears to make through our sky. All right, so a little bit about constellations. This is just, like a map distortion of, you only saw half of the constellations on that one, so this is just like a map projection. Again, that purple line is our ecliptic, so it shows the path of the sun. What you might notice, that we'll talk about in a second here, is Capricorn, Libra, Virgo, Leo, Cancer, Gemini. Those might sound pretty familiar, the zodiac constellations. Notice they're all kind of associated with where the sun is. Okay, what's your zodiac sign? Pisces. Leo, mine is Virgo. What? Aquarius.
Scorpio.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick on the Leo because your birthday is coming up in a couple months. When would you go outside to see your constellation?